Yo, this is fire. Okay, all right. So I have the app. Oh my God, this is crazy. So today I'm experimenting with anti-gravity. I am not a developer by any means. I understand APIs and I understand a lot of concepts of development and programming, but I've never done it professionally or in any deep extent. And I'm starting out just playing around with it to see how it works and what I can really do with it. So the first thing I'm doing is just this idea that I have of an automated real estate investment analysis agent. So I'll start out by saying, hey, let's make an app that takes in a name, email address, property address, interest rate, and down payment percentage to then do an analysis on the property address for real estate investment consideration. And then it quickly starts to plan, right? It kind of creates the project and it's starting to build the real estate investment analysis app. And it checked the empty workspace and now it goes to clarify requirements with me. So it thought for a few seconds and then it came back and asked me some questions. Hey, I'd love to help you build this real estate app. To make sure I build exactly what you need, could you clarify a few things? The analysis scope. What specific analysis should the app perform? Cash flow, cap rate, etc. Property data. Do you want the app to automatically fetch this from an external source or use APIs? Or should the user manually input the financial details? And then it asks what my tech stack should be. I'm not really a developer, so I have no clue what my tech stack should be, but it already suggests using React with Vite for a fast, interactive experience. Does that sound good to you? I'm going to say yes because I don't know any different. Number 4 asks the design. I'll ensure it looks premium and modern. Do you have any specific color schemes or branding in mind? So then I respond, hey, let me clarify those for you. 1, for the analysis scope, these are the financial metrics that I want to use: NOI, cap rate, cash flow, cash on cash return, gross rent multiplier. For number 2, if you can search Zillow.com for the property address without an API, it would be easier. But if you need an API, I have an Apify Zillow scraper API that can be used. This is something I've used in other tools like N8N. For 3, yes, React with Vite sounds good. I'm new to developing, so I will trust you on this. Basically telling Antigravity, I have no clue what I'm doing. Help. Number 4, I like aesthetically pleasing purples and dark backgrounds. Those are my brand colors. We can use pops of color like orange, yellow, and green to contrast on the buttons, etc. So then it says, okay, I clarify the requirements. The app will calculate these metrics. It'll use React plus Vite with dark purple. So it understood what I said, and then it starts to do an implementation plan. The implementation plan lists out these tasks that you see above so that it can kind of start laying out the workflow for doing this. So it created the plan for me and it's going to build it so I can manually enter the details right now. And then later on, I can plug in my Apify key to fetch the details automatically. This is how we get it working immediately without complex setup. So that's awesome. It's thinking already from the mindset of an MVP. And it's like, hey, let's do this in a way that we can get it going and working and then we can improve it later, which is a great approach for developing anything from the ground up. For the design, I think it understood what I wanted. Deep purple background with neon accents as requested. And for the tech stack, React plus Vite. So now I'm going to review the implementation plan, and if it looks good, it'll start building. So let's open up this implementation plan right here. So, okay, it understands the goal is to build a web app that analyzes a real estate investment opportunity. It'll take in some user info, and it will use that to calculate these financial metrics that we just went over. This is important. It's calling out something for me. Hey, Zillow data fetching. Direct scraping of Zillow from a client-side web app is blocked by cores and anti-bot protections. Antigravity is smart enough to realize that and says, hey, we can't do this. So I'm going to do a manual input mode for now. And you can input an API token for Apify later to fetch it automatically. Okay, that's good to know. And it's good that it's handling it that way. So far, so good. Then it breaks down the project setup. And again, I'm not a developer, so this is helpful for me to see. It's first building the JSON package, which I assume is what basically is the requirements that it needs as far as packages, like you would be doing if you were doing like Python, for example. That's my understanding anyway. And then the styling and design is going to be inside of the CSS file, and it's going to just talk about the same colors that we want and the neon pops. And it's going to go ahead and choose a typography, and it's going to get that via Google Fonts, so I don't have to manage fonts. Components, the main layout is going to be app.jsx, okay? And then it has some of the components like the name, email, and property address of the user and the financial interest rate, down payment, and some other property details that it needs to calculate and do the analysis. And then just some dashboard ideas, displaying the calculated metrics and showing different cards for those metrics. And then it shows some logic and then there's a verification plan, and it talks about automated tests, but it's like, hey, none planned for the MVP. Since the user is new to dev, we're going to keep it simple. Thank you, Antigravity. Part of my concern of opening this up was that, like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. I've only developed Python scripts in the past, so I didn't know how useful it was going to be, but so far, so good. Keeping our fingers crossed. So they're not going to plan the automated tests, but manual verification. Fill out the form with known values and verify calculations match expected results. Check the UI on different window sizes and check for responsiveness, and then verify the dark purple theme and contrast. So it is giving me some ideas on how I can manually verify that the app is working as expected versus using automated tests, because automated testing would be more complex and I don't know what I'm doing. So I just went through the implementation plan and it sounds good to me. So far, so good. I would know otherwise. Let's just see how much I can get done. I'm going to tell it, okay, I reviewed the implementation plan and it sounds good to me. Let's go. Someone cue the Jeopardy theme. I'm pretty nervous going through all this too, because like, I just feel like I'm going to hit a point where it asks me a question. I'm like, I don't know. Okay, so it says user has approved the plan, starting project initialization, and it's still working. It says waiting, so I need to accept. Oh no, red's never good. Okay, it's working. It's checking node.js installation. Oh no, so it's hit a major roadblock. It's thinking. Let's let it think. It'll be good to scroll back through what it was thinking. Okay, so it's blocked because node.js is missing. Okay, node.js is not installed on your computer. The React plus Vite setup requires node.js to run. Since you're new to developing, I recommend we switch to standalone app. Pros, it works immediately, no installation required. Just double click the file to open. Cons, is slightly less powerful for huge apps, but perfect for this tool. The result, it will still look 100% premium and work exactly as expected. All right, now I just want to get an MVP done. I'm going to ask it a question. Can I do standalone mode now and later transition it to node.js? Let's see. Okay, so it says the user agreed to use standalone mode with future migration in mind, updating the implementation plan to use vanilla HTML, CSS, or JavaScript while maintaining the premium design and logic. So it has updated the implementation plan. So user review required right here. It's a big note that says, to migrate to React later, you will simply copy the HTML structure into the JSX components and move the JavaScript logic into React hooks. I will structure the code to make this easy. Please do. It's made some other small changes to the implementation plan. Let me do a quick skim. I think this is still good. It actually put in a test case for me as well, which is good. I've updated the plan to build a standalone app. It will work right now on your machine. I'll write the code cleanly so we can copy and paste into React later when you are ready. Start constructing now. Okay, so I accept that. I'm gonna say that sounds good. Let's keep going. This is probably literally the definition of vibe coding. I am not a developer. I'm just trying to see what can be built and get an MVP for an idea that I have. So you can see all the files up here that it's working on. I'm afraid to click anything because I don't want to freak it out. So completed implementation of all files, now verifying the app by creating a walkthrough and checking functionality. Antigravity would like to use the browser. Okay. And that is another thing about Antigravity. I believe it already includes Chrome like built into it. And so anything that requires an actual browser, it should be able to do, but it looks like maybe it got blocked. Okay, I've finished building your real estate investment analysis app. Since we went with the standalone version, it's ready to use right now. Okay. How to use it. So I go to my documents where I save this and I double click index.html and it will launch in your browser. I've included a walkthrough file with a test case you can try out to make sure the math is perfect. Let me know what you think of the design. Oh my God, this is crazy. Okay, so it walks me through what it did. So it had the implementation plan and then it walked me through what it's done. So guys, let me go open up the index.html file and see what we got. This is going to be crazy. All right, let's do it. All right, so let me go to my browser, my file explorer rather. Go to documents, go to Antigravity and my first app. This is fire. Okay. All right. So I have the app. Okay, so it gives me test results that I should see. All right, so I'm gonna put in these numbers and we're gonna see the expected results. So it's kind of ignoring the property. I'm gonna do yeah, 123 Main Street, big city. All right, put in 200,000 for the purchase price, the monthly rent of, and you can see the cash flow is changing right as I do it. For the monthly rent, make it $2,000. Okay, that cash flow is looking better. Okay, so annual expenses 6,000. Okay, the cash flows, it's okay. 49 a month is pretty good so far. Down payment 20%, which is pretty average. For the interest rate, it's saying test 5%, which may or may not be realistic. Okay, cool. What it didn't tell me was the long term, but everything else is actually looking pretty freaking good. That's crazy. Okay, so wow, just wow. So yes, the net operating income of $18,000 does match what it's saying here. The cash flow, it didn't tell me to check, but it should be positive and green, which it is. It's 641 a month, which if that was a real deal, that would be pretty good, right? That's pretty good. And the cap rate of 9% is what it shows. That's awesome with a cash on cash return of 19.23. Okay, so for future steps, it even gives me future steps. The code is modular and ready to be ported to React when you have Node.js installed and API integration. The logic can easily be extended to fetch data from Zillow via Appify. So I'm going to stop here, guys, but that was crazy. That was crazy cool. I'm a little bit amazed right now. I swear to you, I opened this up, never having used a IDE, or AI-based IDE like Cursor or anything like that. I've heard about them. This is my first time trying. There was so much hype around anti-gravity. I can't believe this worked this well. But guys, that's pretty cool. And between trying to juggle just my screen recording and recording this for you guys, I probably did that in 30 to 45 minutes max. And I have a prototype. It's a pretty simple app. Yeah, basically it's a calculator, but the design, the way that it just did this all with me just using plain English to talk to it and having no experience, that's huge, guys. There you have it. Anti-gravity for a complete noob, non-developer. So far, it works, guys. That's crazy. I'm just in amazement right here. That's gonna be it, guys. I just wanted to try this out and see how it worked, man. And it worked. That's cool. Can't wait to see what else we can do with this. And guys, make sure you stay tuned for the next part 2 of this video where I see how much further I can actually take this app all using the Antigravity IDE. Until next time, peace.